So you know this van? So it's 6:30 in the morning. Last night I went to sleep early and I could hear this noise of this van under my house. I live there. Yeah, the building there. First floor. And it was I was really annoyed by this guy sleeping in his van, therefore keeping it on the whole night. Not only the noise, but also the fumes coming from the van for 8 hours. I wasn't feeling the happiest about that. But then I need to practice what I preach. And to be honest, my first reaction was I wanted to go down and knock at the guy's door and say, man, please go somewhere else because I'm trying to sleep and I don't see why I should hear your noise and breathe your fumes. But then I thought, this situation, the way it makes me feel is more about me than it's about the situation. This is what I've been learning, this is what I've been developing for myself. Because I would be able to fix the situation, maybe I could have gone down and asked the guy, maybe he could have moved. Problem solved, right? But no, I wouldn't have solved the problem because the problem was the way I was feeling about it, not the problem itself. And so the first thing I learned is I have to acknowledge how I feel. Instead of trying to pushing it down and trying to change the situation that would make me change, that would make change how I feel, I really dug deep about how I was feeling about the situation. And then on top of that, I've got more coming. I've got my roommate coming from his. He went out and he came around. I think it was 4 o'clock, or I didn't hear it coming, to be honest. But I smelled like cigarettes, And for me, so basically, I was detecting from my senses something my brain didn't like at all. I was feeling, and then I acknowledged how I was feeling, and I remember about the non-violent communication, which is a very good tool for communicating, and that works also for communicating to yourself. And that works like, instead of just communicating with your brain, with your thoughts, by thinking this person is thinking that and I think that, and it just creates arguments and war, you connect to the feelings. So if you would work with one person, it would work like that, like this person is telling me this, what are his feelings and needs? And you can do the same with yourself and think about what are my feelings and what are my needs and how I can meet my needs. That is the very basic principles of human communication, which is completely gone lost. And now we just communicate by thinking, and that is just not effective. I invite you to look into nonviolent communication. It's really brilliant. And by the way, just by knowing this stuff doesn't mean that you can use it. You have to actually practice it and studying it, which I haven't done a lot, but I done enough to understand how powerful this is. And so going back to my story, I started feeling like, okay, so I feel frustrated because, I'm in my room, and in my room I need some kind of I need to feel safe, I need to feel quiet, I need quiet. That's one of my needs. I need quiet. I need a quiet space for me. And I didn't have that at that moment. That's why I was feeling frustrated. And just because I got to work, I don't want to go too long. Basically, it made my wish come out. You know, I wish for a quiet space, and once the wish comes, then I feel better than I was feeling before, because I started wishing for things I never thought about it. And when I wish for things, I can get to those things, you know, and I can move towards what I love, what I like. And that is what's all about, you know. When I have an emotion which I don't like to feel, instead of pushing it down or trying to escape from it, I can truly feel it, and I realize what I need. What are my feelings and what do I need? And therefore, what do I want? And once I know what do I want, I can move towards that direction. And that feels very good. Feels even better than when you have no direction. You wouldn't feel anything, and you feel just death, basically. You're not living. So this is a lesson I learned from myself from today. And so now I go back to work, and my colleague is coming. And I'll see you later. Bye. Hello. So today I worked in the morning, then I take a nice nap, and I had the big opportunity to speak to a webinar with a bunch of very beautiful souls. And I just wanted to share what I've been speaking about in the webinar, and also it was actually what came across today at work, speaking with one of my colleagues. And because of this 120 days to freedom, obviously that it means 120 days to financial freedom. That was the initial intention of these videos, which it still is, but at the end is not about financial freedom. There is something that it goes beyond, and that is actual this feeling of freedom. To be free emotionally is the ultimate thing to achieve. And today it was the theme of the day for me, because speaking about with this colleague and speaking about in the webinar, it's about being responsible for how I feel 100%. So whatever situation happens to me, whatever I react to it, whatever I'm feeling, the suffering is mine. The suffering is my doing. Pain, it can come from someone else. Somebody comes and punch me. I have no control over that. But the suffering is 100% mine. And once that is realized, then is where you become free. You become free. There is no one can do anything to you. No one can make you suffer. No one can make you happy. Only you can. And this is something I experienced with the Vipassana meditation at physical level, and it's not something you can really understand logically, but I invite you to look into it.